Spirit, speak through me.
Think through me.
Think through me. Think through me. Oh, blessed Spirit, think through me. Think through me. Think through me. Oh, blessed Spirit, think through me. Sing through me. Sing through me. Oh, blessed Spirit, sing through me. Sing through me. Sing through me. Oh, blessed Spirit, sing through me.
Okay. This is just relaxing. Without a song, the day would never end. Without a song, the road would never bend. When things go wrong, a man ain't got a friend without a song. That field of corn would never see a plow. That field of corn would be deserted now. The young one is born, but he's no good, no how, without a song. I got my troubles and woe, but sure as I know, the Jordan will roll, and I'll get along as long as a song is strong in my soul. I'll never know what makes the rain to fall. I'll never know what makes the grass so tall. I only know there ain't no love at all without a song. Without a song. Go to the chorus. I got my troubles and woe, but sure as I know, the Jordan will roll, and I'll get along as a song is strong in my soul. I'll never know what makes the rain to fall. fall. I'll never know what makes the grass so tall. I only know there ain't no love at all without a song.
Good morning, everyone. Everyone who set their clocks ahead. Here we are. My name is Jan Griffith. I am a licensed Unity leader and a healing prayer companion here at Unity Cedar Rapids. And I welcome all of you here this morning and all those also out there on our live stream. We welcome you and invite you to know that we are connected to you, heart to heart and soul to soul, and here to support you also on your spiritual journey. Let us take a moment now just to sit in the silence, bring ourselves into this sacred space, and just become present right here in this moment. All right. Join me now in our opening statement. There is only one presence and one power in my life and in the universe. God, the good, omnipotent.
Let's all stand and sing our congregational song for the month. I am free, I am unlimited. 1, 2. I am free, I am unlimited. There are no chains that bind me. I am free, I am unlimited. Right now, right now. I am free, I am unlimited. There are no chains that bind me. I am free, I am unlimited. Right now, right now. I am free, I am forgiven. There are no chains that bind me. I am free, I am forgiven. Right now, right now. I am free, I am forgiven. There are no chains that bind me. I am free, I am forgiven. Right now, right now. I am free, I am rejoicing. There are no chains that bind me. I am free, I am rejoicing. Right now, right now. I am free, I am rejoicing. There are no chains that bind me. I am free, I am rejoicing. Right now, right now. I am free, I am rejoicing. Right now, right now.
It's time for our children to be sung off to the youth ed time, and you see the picture of our teachers there. Today, Cindy and probably not Brianna. I think she's on spring break, but anyway, they'll be in the nursery. And Bonnie and Tracy are with our youth, which are maybe already back there. Right, they kind of, sometimes they just go right straight to their spot. So let's sing for them.
We are walking
In the light, in the light, in the light.
We are walking
in the light.
right, join me for the announcements. If you're a guest today, please pick up an information packet. They're out there on the welcome table in the foyer, and if you sign the guest book, you can have your name and address added to the electronic newsletter, e-news. Thanks for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you again, and welcome. Today, I want you to join me in welcoming our guest speaker, longtime friend, Reverend Glenda Walden. Glenda regularly teaches Unity Ministerial students for both the Urban Unity Ministerial School and Unity Worldwide Spiritual Institute. Her newest venture, she is the creator of innovative approaches to manifesting, providing tools for becoming all you are meant to be. And today, you can have a little chance to visit with her about what those things are. We have some extra cookies and things across the hall, so join her in the bookstore after the service, and you can have a chance to chat for a bit. Musicians today, Nina Swanson and our wonderful Unity Band. Thanks, Nina. This afternoon, the Interreligious Council invites you to a thing called Peace in Our World. Join them in spreading the message of peace that transcends boundaries and brings us closer together. This will be a time to come together and pray for peace, put that energy out there. It's going to be held at 4 o'clock today in the Sinclair Auditorium, and that's on the Co-College campus. Next week's speaker is going to be our own Laura Mead. Laura is a longtime Unity Cedar Rapids member, and her topic is prosperity consciousness. It's not about the money. Thought it was, didn't we? Yeah, Laura will help us expand that definition of prosperity to include health, wealth, positive relationships, and a lot more. If you feel any lack in your life, discover some tools to change it to abundance. Conversations based on our new Lenten booklet continue on Sunday mornings from 9 till about 9:30 with myself and Susan Liddell and in the bookstore. And if you don't have your booklet yet, I think there are still a few of them here and there, and there's some wonderful things in there to guide you each day of the week. If you'd like to learn more about Unity's foundations and become a member of Unity CR, mark your calendar. We have upcoming Exploring Unity classes, Saturday, April 6th and Sunday, April 7th. So if you're interested, fill out the yellow registration form. It looks like this. Be out there on the welcome table. And then for any more information, you can talk to Susan Liddell. There she is, right under the screen there. She is the team lead for Exploring Unity. Gosh, the Spirit Choir is rehearsing for the Easter Sunday service. It's going to be here before we know it, isn't it, this year? And they're going to meet each Wednesday evening from 7 to 8:30, right here through March 27th. So talk to Nina if you wish to join, or if you have any questions about that. And speaking of Easter, we're accepting individually wrapped, small bite-sized candy for the children's Easter Sunday egg hunt. There's a tote out there in the foyer right near I think right near where our name tags are is where I saw it. Please have your candy here on or before Palm Sunday, the 24th. And then that day, we'll be filling eggs after the service over in the community room probably, so we have enough room for that. And so that will be fun. We always hide those all around the church then for the kids to find, and that was great fun last year, I know. Our monthly meditation with Barb is this Wednesday, the 13th at 5:30, and those are right back there in the Swanson Chapel. So please consider joining Barb for that meditation time during Lent. You know what? We're 100 years old here. We're going to have our 100th anniversary. Wow, isn't that something? So now you've seen over there in the bookstore the cute little tumblers with the closed tops so you can bring them in here with your coffee. And we also have 100th anniversary shirts now available that you can order. There's a picture on the screen of all the different varieties of those, long sleeve, short sleeved. And you can use them to scan the QR code on the screen. You can do it that way. Or you can talk to the bookstore cashier. Or Lisa can also help you. And we have that long sleeve, short sleeve, V-neck, polo options, lots of choices and lots of sizes. So think about that. Wouldn't that be fun if we all had those on for the rest of our activities this year when we get together out in public? And let everybody know that we've actually been in Cedar Rapids 100 years. Wow. Here's a news flash. We have changed the keys a little bit, or the locks. The building master key, for those of you that have a master key to the building, will now open that fire door. Because before, it keeps you from coming to the end, so that you had to run out around and come back in the sanctuary door. So we got that fixed. So if you have a master key, it will work for that fire door to come back and forth from one section to another. And your old key still opens the classrooms and the furnace room. If you have any questions about keys, be sure you talk to Ruth. She's the one that has all those answers about the keys. And if you have a prayer request today, Susan Liddell and I will be over there in the prayer room to join you with your joys, your concerns, just a quiet time in prayer. So think about that after the service if you would like to join us. All right, would you join me now in our statement of purpose all together? Unity is a positive path for spiritual living. We gather to create an experience of spirit. At UDCR, we offer practical teachings that empower abundant and meaningful living. Meeting you right where you are, we endeavor to provide a variety of ways to support your path of spiritual living. Our mission is to provide spiritual awareness and share the joy of God's love. I'm going to read from this Lenten booklet that I spoke to you about for our fourth Sunday of Lent reading. And today it's on Jesus let go of fear. We've seen how Jesus refused to be swayed by the opinions of others. But how did he keep from being afraid as his situation worsened? We see his fearlessness most vividly in his final week. Yet he demonstrated a sense of divine protection and well-being throughout his ministry. For example, after a busy day of teaching and healing amid the great crowds, Jesus got into a boat with his disciples and headed out into the Sea of Galilee to rest. He promptly fell asleep, oblivious to the growing storm that was swamping the boat. Well, the disciples were fearful and they cried out, "Lord, save us, save us. We are perishing." And he awakened and he said to them, "Why are you afraid, you of little faith?" And then he got up and rebuked the winds and the sea, and there was dead calm. And that story's in Matthew 8. And there are many other stories about overcoming fear. Jesus clearly saw faith as the antidote to fear. We might think it was easy for him to have faith, knowing he was backed by the power of God. But the same is true for each one of us. The disciples reflect our human fears, and Jesus models the courage of our divine nature. Most of all, Jesus did not fear reprisals from the authorities of his day. He knew that dissenters were stoned and even crucified, but he let go of fear, to call out the sanctimony of the authorities. He knew that death would not be the end of him and his teachings. And let us take this affirmation with us today. I am always one with Spirit, in darkness and in light. And so it is.
Let's stand and sing together our congregational hymn, Peace is Every Step. This is, we're studying a book by Thich Nhat Hanh in our book group, and so this is in honor of our book group. 2, 3, 4. Breathing out love, breathing in peace, breathing out love, breathing the breath of God. Breathe peace, breathe love, breathe wisdom, breathe peace, breathe love, breathe peace, breathing the breath of God. So I invite you to take a deep breath in and release. Exhale. Take another deep breath in and just let go. I invite you to close your eyes or soften your gaze in front of you. As we breathe in peace, breathe out love. Beginning at our feet. Notice your feet connected to the floor. Feel that connection. The aliveness of your feet. The flow of life. Imagine that there are roots, like the mighty oak, plunging into the earth,
connecting us to every living thing, connecting us to the heart of Mother Earth. And we draw that power of life, that energy that enlivens us up through our feet into our spiritual womb, that place just below our bellies, where we are created and creator. Allowing that which created us to nurture us in this space. Feeling that embrace of love. Feeling that peace fill us. And now feeling that divine flow from our feet to our spiritual womb and up into our hearts. Feeling that heartbeat as divine life flows into every cell, every muscle, every tissue, enlivening us in that flow. And from our feet to our wombs to our heart, into our minds, opening our minds to divine mind, where all possibility exists. And aligning our spirit in this spaciousness, where all things are possible, where the seed of life springs forth. Bringing our awareness to that divine flow from our head to our heart, to our womb, to our feet. I invite you to let go as we enter a time of silence and float into that mystery. Karen Drucker sings, "Let go of the shore and float into the mystery. Let go of the shore." Float in that flow of life as we become still and know that we are the flow. Bringing awareness back into our mind, finding it clear and open. Moving down into our heart space, breathing in peace, exhaling love. Feeling the aliveness in our hearts. Feeling the aliveness in our spiritual womb, that creative center. Enlivening our imagination. Setting fire to our passions. And becoming now aware of your feet again. Maybe wiggling your toes, feeling your groundedness to this earth, coming back into this time and this place. Open to receive, open to be the flow. And so it is. Wow. Like, wow. I have to get hooked up now. You took me to another place. Let's see if I can come back to Iowa now. I am so glad to be here with you and to be celebrating your 100th year. Let me tell you, that gives my heart joy and hope, right? That you guys have been here for 100 years. I mean, that is amazing. Absolutely amazing. And thank you for the reminder that music makes me feel alive. Was anybody enlivened by her music? Wow. Wow. So I wonder today how many of you are in the flow? Anybody in the flow? Oh, yes, good. I'm wondering, what does that mean? How do you know that you're in the flow? How do you know? Anybody? Oh, when the world around you disappears, I love that. How else do you know when you're in the flow? You feel peace. I love that. So Eric Butterworth wrote a book called In the Flow of Life. So how many of you are alive today? I bet I get way more hands. How many of you are alive? Yeah? Are you really? Are you really? In John, in the Gospel of John, there's a verse that says, Jesus came to give us life and to give us life abundantly. Okay, so if you're alive, which many of you appear to be, why would Jesus have to come and give us life? Unless, of course, that life is something different than just breathing, just showing up, just checking off the box. Maybe the life He's brought us is that flow of life that Eric Butterworth talks about, which is a dynamic, creative energy. When we are in the flow, flow implies what? Movement, right? So among my many passions, which for those of you that were with me yesterday know I love to get messy and be creative, I am also an avid kayaker. In fact, I'm such an avid kayaker that when I got a puppy that could eat Susan's for snack, as he got bigger, I came to the realization he would not fit in my kayak, and so I had to buy a new kayak, to fit the dog. If that tells you anything. Now, my new kayak is an inflatable, which I love, but different than my other kayak, it has 2 fins on the bottom. So in one of our maiden voyages, I've got the dog in the kayak, and we're paddling along. I was in Florida, not Iowa. Let me clarify. And I noticed some birds over to the side. And then I noticed something interesting behind me. And before I knew it, guess what happened? I ran aground. And when you have fins and you're in Florida where there's lots of sand and you run aground, guess what happens? You get stuck, like really stuck, like you can't paddle out of it. I wonder how many of you today feel stuck. You got distracted by everything that was happening on Facebook, on the news, maybe just in your life. I wonder how many of you have gotten stuck because you were doing this. I remember when Minister so-and-so was here. I remember pre-COVID. I remember when... Guess what happens when we look behind us and around us? We get stuck. Because the only way to be in the flow is to be focused forward, to be focused in this absolute now moment. Eric Butterworth talks about being stuck in his book, and he writes, "We may be in a consciousness of illness, of lack, or inharmony, or injustice. And yet, right where we are, we can still be and acknowledge the oneness with the creative process." You see, we always have a choice. In every moment, you have a choice. You can remain stuck. Some of you actually might be sitting on the shore because everybody else has already done it, or you're not needed, or you don't have the energy or the time. But in every moment, you have a choice. In that moment, I had a choice to sit and whine about being stuck, or I could get out and move the kayak, which is what I did. I got unstuck. You have that choice too. In any moment, you can choose to get back in the flow. Back in the flow of life. To be alive in that flow. You know, we are always creating. That's one of the things that Eric talks about. We know in unity from our first principle that God is everywhere present. We know from our second principle what? Who are we? Right? We are the spark of that divinity. We are the life of that divinity. God is in us as us. And so that means that we've not just been created in the likeness and image of God. We are the creator. So look around at all these beautiful faces and think about, what have you created here at Cedar Rapids? And then turn inside for a moment. What are you creating in your life? Because it's not about if we are creating, it's about how are we creating. Are we creating consciously? Or are we asleep at the wheel? Are we awake and paying attention to what we're creating? Or are we just kind of sitting in the flow? Just sitting there, waiting for life to happen to us, rather than creating the life that we want to live. As I was reading Eric this past weekend, and I was thinking about this flow of life, there was a yearning in my heart because I believe that it's not enough to sit in the water. I believe it's not enough to just be in the flow. I believe that we are called to be so much more. Eric Butterworth writes that the presence of God really is the life of God present in us as inexorable flow. I had to practice that last night. Inexorable flow. Inexorable. Unstoppable. Unfailing. Unceasing. Unrelenting. We are not just in the flow, we are the flow. We are the unstoppable presence of God. How are you showing up as that unfailing presence? I'm part of a learning cohort called Integral Ministry Process. And we've been reading The Emerging Church by Bruce Sanguine. And one of the things that Bruce says is now more than ever, God is calling us to come alive to our deep purpose. It's lovely. I love your statement of purpose. It's beautiful. But it is only words on a screen until you, I'm pointing to all of you and you guys on screen, all of you, until you breathe life into it. It's only words until you breathe life into it. 1 Peter says, like living stone, let yourselves be built into a spiritual house. Like living stones, let yourself be built into a spiritual house. One of Jane and I's favorite songs is by Eddie Watkins. I am the place where God lives and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. Do you guys know that song? Oh, I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. See if you can sing that with me. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. Let's do it one more time. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. How are you showing up as the place where God lives? You know, we live in a time like most of us have never experienced. Suicide, overdose, across generations are at an all-time high. War ravages countries all around us. Natural disasters, hurricanes, earthquakes, fires, floods abound in all-time highs. My grandchildren go to school, and where I used to hide under the desk for the tornado drill, they practice active shooter drills. Now, more than ever, your light is needed. It is time for you to come alive. It is time for you to be the living stones, to be the flow of God in this world. Flow means movement. And it doesn't have to be a big movement, right? Every prayer that is spoken, I believe, creates a healing energy. Every person you greet with a smile creates a healing energy. Every time you greet someone at the door when they come in, you are creating an environment of love and acceptance, something that is so deeply needed now, more than ever. I believe that it is our highest, holiest calling to show up as the flow, to know that we are the flow of God in the world. We are the peace that we sang about. We are the love that we sang about. Merriam-Webster's dictionary defines alive as active, knowing or realizing the existence of something marked by an alertness of energy. How are you actively the demonstration of God every day? How are you? How are you awake to, in tune with, the places where you are being called to be the light? For some of us, it's in the midst of our own families, in our own communities. Are you alert? Are you focused? Are you awake to where you are being called to be right now, in this moment? What are you breathing life into? What are you breathing life into? What are you giving life to? I know the interesting thing about being my age is it's becoming much more important for me to think about where I put my energy. I don't have as much of it as I had when I was 20, though my wife still swears I'm the Energizer Bunny. There are times when I'm like the bunny when the battery runs out. Right? I think it's more important now than ever for us to think about, what are we giving our energy to? What are we breathing life into? Is it complaining, worrying, talking about the people on the opposite side of whatever we're on? Or are we giving our energy to peace? Are we giving our energy to love, to crossing the divide instead of widening it? How are you the flow? It is our highest, holiest calling to be the living stones, to be the flow. So, jump right in. The water is fine. Namaste.
Good witch. Yes. So I wondered why this song kept coming to me, and now I know. From your sermon. Oh, my, thank you. Okay, so this song has kind of a double-edged thing to it, you'll see. It's kind of like how we'll feel when we watch the women's basketball game this afternoon. I sat and thought about the situation. The world's a mess in my humble estimation. wars and hurricanes, cancer, famine, can sing this sweet refrain. You can sing along if you remember this one. I got a heart full of flowers and an arm full of love. Stars in my pockets, pennies up above. There's nothing wrong with me. I feel like falling up a tree. My heart full of flowers and my arms full of love. We got our hearts full of flowers and our arms full of love. Stars in our pockets, pennies up above. There's nothing wrong with us. Let's sit still and make a fuss with our hearts full of flowers and our arms full of love. Here comes, here comes. Woo! Now we all have big, big problems. This I realize. And if you're feeling low, believe me, I can empathize. But whatever's happened is not the end. And we can't see around the bend. So why not think of something pretty? Come and sing this little ditty. I got a heart full of flowers and an arm full of love. Stars in my pockets, pennies up above. There's nothing wrong with me. I feel like falling up a tree with my heart full of flowers and my arms full of love. We got our hearts full of flowers and our arms full of love. Stars in our pockets, pennies up above. There's nothing wrong with us. Let's sit still and make a fuss with our hearts full of flowers and our arms full of love. We got our hearts full of flowers and our arms full of
All right, let's invite our ushers forward now with their baskets. And as they're coming forward, we invite everyone to hold your love offering close there in your center. Hold that, and we invite you to, those online also, to have their love offerings handy. We bless all of these and bless the baskets and the abundance that they'll soon receive. We see them as symbols of the potential available to all of us. As we participate in the sacred art of giving and receiving, we give abundantly. We receive thankfully, and we give again generously. Join me now in the offertory statement. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I give, and all that I receive. I am grateful.
One, two, three, four.
I am so thankful for every blessed moment, and I live in gratitude. my spirit is rejoicing, and I live in gratitude. I give my thanks to God. I give my thanks to God. I give my thanks to God. Give my thanks to God. I am so thankful for every blessed moment, and I sing in gratitude. My heart is open, my spirit is rejoicing, and I sing in gratitude. I give my thanks to God. Give my thanks to God. I give my thanks to God. Give my thanks to God. I am so thankful for every blessed moment, and I give in gratitude. My heart is open, my spirit is rejoicing, and I give in gratitude. I give my thanks to God. Give my thanks to God. I give my thanks to God. Give my thanks to God. I give my thanks to God. I give my thanks to God. I give my thanks to God. Give my thanks to God.
Let us bring our prayer energy together now as we bless this offering. Freely we give and gratefully we receive. We dedicate and consecrate these tithes, gifts, and offerings to the will, the work, and the way of the Christ, as it expresses through this ministry of love and service. And as we bring our energies together for prayer, let us surround the members of our spiritual community, those who may be traveling today, and also those who are all around the world struggling as we know. We just enfold them in peace and love. And all those who might be traveling, including all of our congregants who are off on spring break, the triumphant women's basketball team as it comes back from Minnesota, and our dear Paula, who wanted to be here so badly today, but is stuck in the convolution of the airline services somewhere. And so we just safe travels for all those who might be out traveling, and surround these people who have put in our prayer requests here. Through their loving thoughts and prayers, we affirm and know that each person here is blessed with wisdom and discernment, health and wholeness, and prosperity in good measure. And we release all of these requests now, trusting that all is well. Amen. And stand now as you're able and join us all together with the peace song.
Peace that was meant to be with God.
love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. And the presence of God watches over us. Wherever I am, God is, and all is well. Amen.
So just the choruses apart from the flowers.